Ooh, what's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. Hope that you guys are all having a good start to the morning. I'm going to start sharing my screen just so you guys can see exactly what it is that we got going on here. So pretty interesting morning. Crude oil with an absolute huge push up all pre-market hours. So this is where it closed at yesterday. This is what it was doing pretty much while you guys were sleeping. And right around 1 to 2 to 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, it's been uptrending, right? And we can see right now that it's right around this SMA line. I want you guys to work with me and let me know. So what's one of two things that could happen, right? Patterns tend to repeat themselves, but like we know with this market and how inconsistent it's been, they definitely don't have to, right? So it's been holding or doing a pretty good job holding above the this SMA line, right? So we sold off. We peaked out at 53.59. It's sold off. It's consolidating. Do you guys think it's going to continue to rally, or do you guys think that this is in the early stages of an overall reversal? I do want to let you guys know that today is the crude oil report. Crude oil report, and it comes out in 25 minutes. I'm about to sneeze, so headphone users be cautious. Oh, shoot. All right, we're good. But overall, this is what we got going on for natural gas right now. This is where natural gas closed at. It's been, your guess is as good as mine on where natural gas is going. And the reason that I'm saying it that way is because it's literally all over the place, right? It was uptrending, it was downtrending, it was uptrending. I like to focus on there to be some form of consistent pattern and direction so I can identify a margin of profit that's worth it. But with this, it's very difficult to identify that when it's all over the place. So what do we do when, oh, there it goes, crude oil. Crude oil, ooh, look at that. Okay, so we're beginning to pull back. So /CL with lower lows. I do want to let you guys know that it did do this once, right? As we're getting into pre-market hours. So we'll have to see if we actually continue to make lower lows. So you look tired, Ricky. I feel like I slept just fine. I felt like I look decent. Jesus. I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess that's just the way that I look now. Just a tired person. Which ETF is /CL a future again? So /CL is a crude oil future. So you would then be paying attention to crude oil ETFs, right? Or ETNs, and that's UWT and DWT. There it goes. Look at that sell-off. You guys see that? Woo! Look at this. What a push. 1% already. We're approaching this middle VWAP. What's going to happen? Let's see. All right. Looks like it's still selling off, right? So /CL is still selling off. Potential bounce here. So again, we're getting very close to the middle VWAP. So just be cautious, right? Nothing wrong with being selective. So on the 1 day, 1 minute chart, what do we got going on here? If we see a break below this support, might be interesting, right? We could see that potential support here, support here, support here. Do you guys see that? Good morning, good morning. So 120 in the green. What's up? What's up? I like that. Natural gas now beginning to pull back, but again, that one's kind of all over the place. I want to see what we got going on here. Okay, looks like a potential bounce. Let's see what we got going on. Good afternoon. What's going on, Pascal? What's up? What's up? Is it true that TOS is free trades now? I saw someone clickbait videos, but I didn't want to watch it. Yeah, I mean, I think every person that uploads videos on the stock market uploaded a video. I think we're the first channel, though. We're the first channel to upload a video on commission free for Robinhood, if I'm not mistaken. For TD Ameritrade, right? Overall, yeah, it is free. You guys could see that when I take a trade, it doesn't charge commission, or you can test it out yourself as well. So D-gas with a push. Let's see where natural gas is at. Yeah, natural gas with a pullback, potential support here right around the SMA line. All right. Is it only free for people in the United States? If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's only for US. I know Interactive Brokers is for those outside of the US, but I don't think they offer commission-free trading for those outside of the US. Are you green today? I have not taken a position. Whoa. What the? Yeah, I've not taken a position. How was the market? How was yesterday's market? I didn't do too well. Yeah. All right, here we go. Watch for the potential break here. Again, support here, support here, support here. So if we see a break, this should be interesting. Let's see. Should maybe get an order ready for DWT. See what we got going on. Potential support. All right, here we go. Roku just broke above a resistance. Let me see. I know a lot of you guys have been paying attention to Roku due to the overall reversal potential it's been having, right? So it has been uptrending. I know a lot of people have been paying attention to it since it's been uptrending, and it has quite a bit of margin to recover. So I can 100% see why more people are paying attention to it. I would just be very careful that when it does become overbought, to not be afraid to lock in profits, as it does tend to pull back and correct itself. You can see how it's been trading the past couple of days and see if you can identify any pattern or where to enter, where you would have exited and stuff like that. So made small profit on /CL. Congrats, Christian. I like that. Looks like we have a potential support here. I don't know. Now we're trading below the SMA line, right? So if anything can reverse right itself, it's going to be crude oil. But I closed my options profit on Roku yesterday. I like that. Nice. I could see this thing still getting rejected by this EMA line and by that SMA line. So where is the actual report posted? If you're talking about the crude oil report, we've made numerous videos talking about that. You can literally Google search crude oil report and it will send you to the EIA website. And you can, click on the report, you can read it. But again, there's an instant reaction. The whole purpose of yesterday's video was for you to have an understanding of what happens, stuff like that. So what's going on, Drew? What's up? What's up? What time is the report? It's 1 hour after the market opens, so it's in 16 minutes, team. All right, looks like it is going to be getting rejected. Do you guys see this? MACD is still looking attractive for /CL, but again, the overall direction based off of the past, like 15 minutes, has definitely been in favor of really the past almost 1 hour, right, has been in favor of DWT, so not crude oil, right? It's been a little bit more bearish, and this kind of sucks. And I don't know how many of you guys have noticed this, and this has happened for both in my experience. And again, I'm not trying to make an excuse, right? But in my experience, as soon as the market opens for natural gas and crude oil, it's been a very common pattern that it changes directions literally as soon as the market opens. You could see that, it's been showing signs of an uptrend. It peaks out right around that 630 price point, right? 630, that's when my market opens. And then we make lower lows and lower highs. So when it comes down to, natural gas, we are showing one sign of direction, right? And then as soon as the market opens, it begins to change its overall direction. So I've just been a little bit more selective with just because of how I've been trading the past 2 weeks, and it hasn't been the best. I've been trying to be more patient. It obviously isn't working out perfectly, right? But I think that's the whole thing, or the whole idea behind being, a day trader. And as the market is changing and that inconsistency factor is there, that we take it upon ourselves to adjust according to the market and overall market conditions, right? I like that. I like that. So how much did you make yesterday? If you would have watched yesterday's video, you would know exactly if I was up or down on the day. You guys crack me up. We post the daily videos for a reason, right? Right, Jordan? You guys crack me up. All right, here it goes. Here goes /C. And I'm just joking with you. I didn't mean to be rude. But yeah, if you want to see, what I talked about yesterday and also how I ended the day, just watch yesterday's video. So, all right. Let's see. Let's see what we got going on. So natural gas still looks like it's descending, right? The MACD is, showing signs of a potential reversal, but it looks like the overall direction for natural gas is still descending. So, again, depending on how comfortable you are with where it's at right now, it's right around that middle VWAP. So yeah, we can see a potential reversal, but as long as it still, stays true and gets rejected by that EMA line, then I think that we should be fine. /CL. One of the things that I want to talk about is now we're getting very close to the report, which is the crude oil report, right? So it comes out in about 13 minutes, just like all of you should know. It comes out 1 hour after the market opens. So with that being said, I want to remind you that I don't trade or hold anything over the report. Like, you guys all understand that, right? So if you're in a position right now of DWT or UWT, I want you to know that if you hold something over the natural gas report, it's okay if you want to. I'm just saying, just as much as it could shoot up 2 or 3%, you can lose 2 to 3%. So look at the dollar amount that you have in your position, and if you want to hold, regardless because you're struggling to cut losses, because you're bag holding, or because you actually think that you have the right one in your favor, understand, don't just think about like, I'm going to make 3%, right? Think about, hey, like, I could potentially lose 3%, and what would that reflect on my account? So make sure that everything is premeditated. And if you don't and are not okay with that, then please, make sure that you close out your position, and don't put yourself in a poor position that you're going to regret. So it's not a hopeful position that you want to put yourself under. It's the understanding that just don't be hopeful when it comes down to your trade. Have a reason behind everything that you do. And if you stand behind that trade, just like I stood behind my trades yesterday, You have to have some form of risk management, and if you take a loss, then you take it, right? You accept it, and then you move on. But it's not about like, oh my God, why does this keep happening to me? It's because you continue to put yourself in the same position. So just as great as these weekly reports can be and how you can benefit from the volatility, it's how you allow the opportunity to present itself. So I'm here to remind you to please, and I'm sorry if I'm being annoying, I don't want anyone that's just getting started to put themselves and discourage themselves and put themselves in a bad position. So I hope that you guys can understand that. All right, so as of right now, it looks like we are trying to uptrend. I think that based off how things are currently trading right now, I still think that this thing's going to get rejected. Look at the MACD, look at the RSI, the overall direction. It's done a pretty good job with crude oil pushing up, and then it still continues with that downward pattern. I still think that crude oil is bound to pull back. Do I think? No, Kurt's George, Garage. I'm not talking about. I swear, I didn't know that you were holding. I don't know what you're holding. But all I want to remind you is, have a reason behind everything that you do. And if you don't accept the risk, then don't put yourself in that position. I think that because of how crude oil, and all the news that was released during the morning, that was in favor, right, of crude oil pushing up, especially right around like that 2 a.m. area. I want to remind you that I don't know which side it's going to go on, but based off of its morning performance, it sounds like there's maybe positive news that might be in favor of crude oil, which is against DWT. The overall direction, if we look at the past 5 days, has pretty much been all over the place, right? Of overall lows, overall highs. So it could go either way. And if we see how it played out, when was it? Last week on Wednesday. So you can see here at 7:30, right? 7:30, you can see that huge red candle. It was not in favor of crude oil. So just take that into consideration. Last week, it was not in favor of crude oil. It had a huge sell-off. It was one of the biggest sell-offs that I've ever seen, right? We are currently downtrending on crude oil, so it wouldn't be such a surprise. But I think that because of this morning action, that there could be a reason why crude oil could push up. Again, that's still just a form of like an educated guess, and that's why I don't put myself in a position where I try to see which one's going to go up or which one's going to go down. So yeah. You're all good, Alex. I thought it would be worth kind of just sharing, right? Of course it wouldn't make sense to take the position, but locked in profit on Diaz, $130 profit. I like it. Congrats, Brendan. What do you think about you guys long term? It's getting colder. Yeah, I mean, normally during the winter months, we'll begin to see an increase in demand for natural gas. I do want to let you guys know that it's no surprise that you guys is a decaying ETF, right? Therefore, if it's not already uptrending, why even put yourself in that position? Like, why try to get in early to try to get in at the lowest price point when it's not reversing, right? It's still selling off. So why still put yourself through weeks of misery? Wait for this thing to push up, set an alert, follow up with it, be efficient with your trades, be that 5% in that market that actually waits for confirmation, that waits for the direction to be in their favor. And if you're aware that, hey, a lot of you guys are aware that it tends to do well during the winter months, it doesn't mean that it has to go up in price. And we've seen that patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't have to. So don't put yourself in a poor situation. Yeah, a lot of you guys bag holders. Yeah, we've seen a lot of people since, as we're like, a month ago, 2 months ago, they're like, hey, you guys is bound to push up. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it is to an extent, but that wouldn't motivate me that's just never been my approach of hope, like holding something and hoping that it just reverses. I can see why, but if that's all the money you're trading with, then that's a lot of money to have at risk, right? So how often you streaming in free access? Usually once a month. I just wanted to give some of our TechBud members, we got a lot of direct messages yesterday about the crude oil report. That's the whole reason I made yesterday's video. And I thought it would be, I didn't invite anyone else other than those that are part of TechBuds and obviously Learn Plan Profit. So just wanted to invite a couple of our TechBud members to see how the natural gas report works. It's not even for like the live trading session, but I just wanted you guys to see how it works, why I don't. I'm not saying why you shouldn't. I'm just saying why I don't hold anything during this report. And how I usually tend to trade it after. I thought it would be something worth learning more about, and a lot of people were excited about it. So because of that, we'll try to provide value where we can. Let's make some money. I like it. How do you enter the Halloween costume contest? So we're still debating on whether like the dates that we're going to do that. So we'll talk about that later. That's more for Learn Plan Profit members. So yeah, but I appreciate you bringing that up. I don't know. Isaiah, there's a lot of news that's driving the price up and down. I can't tell the future, right? There's a lot of things that, the trade wars aren't expected to find a resolution till 2020 because of the 2020 election. So there's so much stuff. You try to find a clear direction of oil, and you tell me what you think. Patterns are all over the place. All right. Looks like we're getting rejected by this overall SMA line, right? Look at the MACD, look at the RSI, overall SMA line looking like it's showing signs of rejection. We're right now at the EMA line, so we're not making lower lows. So this wouldn't be, I wouldn't say a signal or anything to get into DWT just yet. It does have margin, obviously, right, to give back. So I could see why someone could find it attractive and be eager to take a position. But as of right now, we're not making lower lows. It's pulled back before, and then it continues to uptrend. So what makes this pullback any different? It doesn't, right? Yeah. You stream every day for PL for Learn Plan Profit members. Yeah, just for them. Well, every day as in Monday through Friday, like when the market's open, right? not during holidays or weekends. I'm gonna favor UWT. Yeah, I think it's just pick a side and just watch it. You don't have to trade it. I think that this might just be me, and I'm really into the market, right? I just love seeing the volatility. I love seeing there being the report being released, the reaction on how the market reacts, and then seeing what happens after. I think it's so interesting. But again, I'm very fascinated by the market, and that's why it's one of my favorite days to trade in. It's just because I enjoy it. So. I have no idea what that is, but yeah, it's a Learn Plan Profit, and I believe the link is in the description. If or you can Google search it. Yeah, so the stream's available to watch later on, of course, only for them, right? So they all have access to all the previous, live streams dating back to when we first started. So do you know any good brokers in the EU? I'm not too sure if Interactive Brokers still works there, but I would dedicate a little bit more time to do your own research on Google, YouTube, and maybe ask a couple people around of what might be the best option for you. All right, guys, so we have 1 minute left until the report. So we got Roku with a push. What's going on, Danson? What's up? So we got literally 45 seconds. 45 seconds until the report comes out. Again, close your positions or forever hold your peace, right? Don't put yourself in a bad position. There it goes. It's beginning to make lower lows. So now it's not in favor of crude oil, right? It's already beginning to sell off. So What's going on, Nick? I've made numerous videos about that. Watch the video I uploaded literally 2 days ago. Here we go. We got 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Not in favor of crude oil. Oh. There it goes. Looks like it's almost going to try to change direction. Where we're at. Let's see. That wasn't a huge push either. There it goes. What the heck? that thing pulled back so quick. And it's already pulling back. Okay. Different, right? Now we're back at where it was. Now we're changing direction. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Look at that. This looks like crude oil yesterday. Look at this. Look at this. This is where I ended up getting stop lossed out. But look at that huge sell-off and then that push. And then it continued to downtrend. Look at that. Ooh. My goodness. What the heavens? I've never heard that. That's really funny. Here it goes. We're beginning to pull back again. Is it DWT time? Let's see. Let's see. This one's all over the place. Obviously, I'm not going to trade it right now, and it looks like it's pushing up, which I think is pretty cool, but not going to trade it. The volatility is a little bit too crazy. I'm going to wait about 5 to 10 minutes to allow it to kind of like cool off and then have a little bit more of a clear direction. But I think it's so cool. I don't know about you guys. It's because we know of a catalyst that is released on a weekly basis. We see it happen and we see the market react. I don't know. I think it's so interesting. Actual 2.927 versus expected 1.413. So overall supply exceeded expectations. We could see how that can be, have a negative influence on overall crude oil, right? Because the demand ended up being less than expected. Therefore, we have more supply in favor of DWT, but then quickly correct itself. All right. Overall direction, if that report was, if the report is in favor of DWT, so not crude oil, we should see some form of sell-off or the overall direction to continue to downtrend, at least for a little bit for crude oil. At least that would make sense, right? It looks like it was doing a very good job finding a support, so unless those technicals end up taking over, right? So that's why we have to focus on uptrends. As of right now, doesn't look very consistent, right? It was uptrending, changed its overall direction. Now we're trading below this overall SMA line, and now we're kind of just consolidating. Look at that. Do you see some form of consistency here? Pushing up, pushing down. I mean, kind of, right? It's staying in between this support and this resistance, at least without this pullback, right? But yeah. Your DWT is 20 minutes behind. Do you have a paper trading account? Because it sounds like you probably don't have real-time quotes. And if you don't, then you have to call TD Ameritrade. So how do you get your charts to fit the patterns? I have a full video that I uploaded on, YouTube that shows my setup, shows everything about the expansion area, how you can move this around, right? How you can move this around. So where is it? Right here. So there's many different ways on how you can adjust your Thinkorswim or your trading account or your platform. I just have it set up like I like mine. Mine's not the best. It's the best for me, at least for now, and it's always going to change, right? So just learn a little bit more about it. Learn how you would like yours to be set up and begin to do it. And then maybe people will then start asking you, hey, how do you get yours set up like that, right? Be pretty cool. There we go. So Ricky, does the SPY affect the overall market? So if you go to SPY, one of the things that you have to understand is that this is a correlating ETF, right? Which means that depending on how the S&P 500 moves, then this will move within itself, right? So / what was it? ES, right? Will show, literally like a spitting image of SPY. I believe the inverse is TVIX. I don't trade these very often, so correct me if I'm wrong, but then it's TVIX, right? That's pretty much like the inverse one. But yeah, I think it's good to know a little bit more about, I wouldn't say that SPY has an overall influence. I would say that, when the S&P 500 moves, then that drives a change in price. It's kind of like when natural gas moves, that drives a difference in price for crude oil and or not natural gas with UGAS and DGAS. Sorry, and not crude oil. So what's going on, Bakes? What's up? Yeah, DWT is pushing down, so we'll see if we have a little bit more of a clear direction. I want to see if we actually can begin to make lower lows and lower highs, a little bit more of a clear direction. That would be really nice. Okay. You guys see crude oil selling off? There we go, DWT pushing up. No, because if I'm not mistaken, Gush and Drip are a combination of both crude oil and natural gas. So there's different, it's not just influenced by crude oil. It's influenced by, if I'm not mistaken. So is it influenced by the report? Yeah. As we could see at 7:30, was there a change? There's a pullback uptrend and an overall sell-off, yeah. But it's not the exact same. I don't trade those very often, but I've seen that it's not, there's not an exact reaction, right? It's kind of like / GC with the minor ETFs of JNIG and JDST. They don't exactly mirror the correlating future. So whoa. Overall market beginning to sell off. That's not, wow. Holy smokes. Nope, nothing yet. Right? Been trying to identify a little bit more of a clear direction. So yeah, there's definitely been days that I don't trade, and it's been more recent than before. So before I would take a trade pretty much almost every single day. There's been like last week where I don't know if it was last week or the week before where I just decided to not trade because or I call my trading like quits very early within the day. If there's a lot of inconsistencies, and a lot of people thrive with volatility, which is great, but the way I view it is like, a greater risk comes at, a greater form of opportunity comes at also at a greater risk, right? So higher potential for profit, higher potential for risk as well. And that's just not the position that I want to put myself in. It doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. It depends on how aggressive you want to be with your trading. And because of that, I would say that it's up to you to determine what do you work well with and what don't you work well with. And this is all found through trial and error. So that was the whole point of that previous video that we uploaded, right? To not be afraid to make mistakes, especially when you're paper trading or making or have those very small dollar amount, just to, test the waters. Once you find your working system and you begin to trade with real money, then, it doesn't matter what other people tell you, that you should trade, why aren't you trading this, or you're doing it wrong. It's just like, dude, I'm doing my own thing. I understand what it is that I'm doing, and it's working well for me. So because of that, everyone's always so opinionated, especially on these, platforms and these groups and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, you do you. Ignore the rest and enjoy the process. That's the biggest thing. Surround yourself with people that you like within the group and ignore the rest, because there's a lot of people that just love to talk out of their butt, right? So do you ever get to a point where you see patterns that aren't really there? No. I mean, I don't get that question. I make up patterns, or I begin to no, I mean, that would be viewed more as over trading, right? Where I just begin to get in just to get in, and yeah. I actually, no, I don't. Yeah, no, I was not gonna say that. You guys are a little crazy today. Danson, if you don't mind sharing, and I know I 100%, it's okay if you don't want to, but Danson had he was the reason that I made this video on YouTube about 2 days ago? Watch out for a potential rejection on crude oil. But Danson last week was trading with over 15,000 or a $15,000 position size, which, let's be honest, not everyone has $15,000 to trade with. And what he was expressing to me was that he was having a very difficult time with the market and with trading with that dollar amount, right? And one of the things that he then began to do this week, and he's been doing so well with it, he's had 2 consistent green days on Monday and Tuesday, and his profits have been much greater. And he's been trading with, if I'm not mistaken, $3,500 to $5,000, which is something more manageable for a lot of people. And he's been averaging anywhere from, if I'm not mistaken, 250 to about 350 a day, right? And that's not just in one position. He has over $25,000 in his account, if I'm not mistaken. He's just saying his position sizes are only 25 to 3,500 per trade. So I thought that was so eye-opening for people that are maybe just getting started, that you don't need a ton of money to grow your account or to make decent money, right? Or great money. You need to feel comfortable with what you're trading. You need to have that confidence, right? And gain experience. So, and we've been getting a lot of feedback of a lot of people saying, I'm trading with a lot less now, I'm feeling more comfortable, and I'm doing better, and I'm enjoying it a lot more. And that's, I think that's great. But I just wanted to share that to, remind all of you that it's not a make it or break it, and there's no reason to have to scale to 25K to try to take 25K positions, because you know what they say sometimes, right? More money can sometimes lead to more problems, but definitely more comfortable. 4 out of 4 green trades yesterday, and that's great. A red trade is bound to happen, but what will we do? We'll manage that risk accordingly, and we'll move on from there. So yeah, it's all about getting that ball rolling, right? More money, more problems. All right. So it looks like it is trying to sell off. We're not really making lower lows below the middle VWAP. I don't see that. I don't know about you guys. Not yet, though. I really wanted to take a position during this live trading session. I'm just not seeing anything as of right now. Let's see. Are we going to get a double bottom here and make a little W, right? Or continue to sell off? Yeah, you guys can have 99 problems when it comes down to trading, but risk management better not be one, right? That's one that's very common for a lot of people, so let's work on that. Do the reports come out that yeah, it's the natural gas report. That's tomorrow, 1 hour after the market opens. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, definitely not taking a position. Did not expect crude oil to push up like that. Yesterday, all day yesterday, I kept almost like, okay, I think I'm ready to take a position. How many of you guys have ever done this? And this is what I want to leave you guys with. I think that this would be very interesting. If you guys are bored and don't see value in anything, and every time that you're about to take a position, I did this yesterday so many times where I'm just like, okay, I'm almost forcing a trade when because I literally didn't take my first trade until like 10 o'clock yesterday, which is what, 4 hours after the market opened, which is, and the market's pretty much slowing down at that time. But I just continued before that, continued to see an opportunity present itself, right? And I was about to take a position, and then it just goes the opposite way that I would have expected. It just continued and continued to change directions. And I just gave myself one of the things that I've talked about before, and this was in the very beginning of when I was making videos on YouTube. And it's like every time that you're about to take a position and that you're so certain that something's going to go up, especially if the market's been inconsistent, wait 5 minutes and revisit it. Would you still have taken a position? And more often than not, you'll begin to see that it changed directions. And I just continued to catch myself, and I was like, wow, that would have been a very poor trade. Or again, I'm about to take a position and then it goes the opposite way. So I would say that it's something worth trying if you continue to, if you're in a losing streak, right, and you continue to take poor positions, do a 5-minute test, meaning that, right as you're about to take a position, revisit it within 5 minutes and see if it's still a sound, decision. If it's still uptrending and it confirmed that overall reversal, then guess what? Now you get to partake when the action's happening. But now if it begins to sell off, then guess what? You didn't put yourself in a poor situation. So I feel like it's kind of the best of both worlds. At the end of the day, it's your structure, it's your discipline, and your overall understanding of the positions that you're putting yourself in. So regardless if you win or lose, ignore everyone else. Like, you should never be trading based off of what I'm trading, what someone else just made a huge profit on. It is 100% irrelevant. It's behind how you see value on a trade. Identify your entry, identify your exit, identify where you would stop loss out. And if you're not doing that and you continue to lose money, then it's a self-realization that you're just like, there's no structure in your trading. It's that simple. And that is, you're the only person that can put or make a change on that. If you want to, great. If you don't, then guess what? You don't have to, but you'll just continue to discourage yourself. So thank you guys again so much for your time. I hope that you guys learned something new. And for all those that joined us for the first time for the crude oil report, I'm really happy that you at least were able to see what it's like, how we approach it, and how we now then wait for an opportunity to present itself for it to be in our favor. So Danson and the Learn, Plan, Profit, and TechBot Solutions team, thank you guys again for everything it is that you guys do. I wish you guys an absolute amazing rest of your day. If you're having a bummy day, then dedicate some time out of your day to make someone else's day, and you'll just feel a little bit better. Continue working hard, continue following dreams, let your passion be what drives your success. Be patient, be selective, allow that opportunity to present itself. Enjoy the process, and most importantly, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.